Jaya Gora Hare. Welcome to another episode of TwoMuchWise.
This is the Warmup to the Bhagavad Gita series where we discuss and introduce some concepts of the Bhagavad Gita.
All that we speak is what we have learned from spiritualists and perfected teachers from the Gaudiya Vaishnava tradition. Nothing that we say is of our own.
We have another series which is called the Gita Expedition series. It is a more detailed discussion on it where we explore the Gita verse by verse, chapter by chapter.
This episode is better heard than seen. So feel free to hear it while walking, while cooking, while driving, or even while working out.
We've had a lot of fun recording these sessions, and we hope that you too have a good experience hearing these, watching these. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
We've spoken about many things from the Gita, but today I think we're going to be talking something that is related, obviously, to all of us. We go through all of it throughout our lives. Maybe we mention about it sometimes. We see it in pop culture also, even though it's such a Vedic thing. We hear about it internationally also, quite famous. So we'll be talking about something that we go through, something that we get, all of that. So I'm going to start off with one question to you. Um, when I was a kid, I'm sure we've all heard of this story from Gautam Buddha's life, how he was earlier on a prince, Prince Siddharth, and he was protected from anything and everything which is either evil or which gives sadness or distress or grief. He was very well protected, pampered in that sense. But one day, somehow, he escaped the princely estate's walls, and he went outside and he saw the real world for the first time. And there he saw, obviously, the realities of life. He saw, if I'm not wrong, someone diseased, someone dying, someone who's poor. So when he saw all of this, his reaction to it was that he was immensely disturbed by it. Obviously, doesn't know. It was like a culture shock for him. um, so I heard this story as a kid and had absolutely, you'll be delighted to hear, Prabhu, that you have this friend in me who heard this story, and as a kid also, not just as a human, like a grown human being, but as a kid also, it had zero effect on me. It had absolutely zero effect on me. I was like, acha acha, oh, okay, okay. I just digested it as a story, and just burped it out like that and went on with my life,
Okay,
just like that.
Gautam Buddha.
Yeah. But my question to you is, now when I'm thinking about this, I'm like, yeah, I mean, what he went through, his reaction is seemingly natural, but doesn't really happen to many of us. So my question to you is, has disparity ever disturbed you personally?
It depends which end of disparity you are on. If
Mm,
you're at the victim's end,
mm, yeah,
it disturbs you a lot. Victim's end means
yeah,
there's always that one kid in school or college who will be very average or below average, will barely pass the examination, and
hmm,
he won't be popular. He'll be sitting there somewhere in a corner. At times
yeah.
in parties, he'll be notorious. And that guy, suddenly, as you go on with life, you come to know that he's the one who's really made it big. And then you at the
Yeah. Like, ये LinkedIn में अचानक you see, I'm like, ये
yeah.
how, what?
Yeah, there is this. We both have a common friend, Lakshya or Keetan. We know that he had a
Hmm,
friend in school who barely passed examinations, and now he's
yeah,
among the top 5 YouTube content creators of India.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she's
Not
like,
taking any
like
names, but
how did that happen? So when we're at the
yeah,
victim end of disparity, it's very disturbing. Like, iska kaise
yeah,
ho sakta tha? I worked so
yeah,
hard in life, but he got it all.
yeah,
Uh, but when you're at the other end, then it's not that disturbing. But I think for me, it's been thought provoking. I wouldn't deny that. uh, i
yeah.
felt mm, I felt since childhood, I felt compassionate when I saw someone on the street. uh,
Mm,
but of course, I didn't have Gautam Buddha like enlightenment. uh,
mm,
Also, I think if I look back and introspect, I never really related to those who were privileged. So I felt compassionate to it, to the extent that I wanted to be part of the victims of destiny. You know, I went to a school.
Victims of destiny.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting term. Can you elaborate on that? That sounds interesting.
Destiny, colloquially speaking, destiny is chance, luck, anything and
Yeah.
everything that happens to us uh, without our desire. That's what we term as destiny. I tried everything; it didn't happen to me. Poda Kopal
Hmm.
in Bengal, you call it Poda Kopal, bad destiny. So,
Kuda kopal.
yeah. So that's what.
I think that literally means फटा kapal.
Yeah.
Isn't that what?
फटी फटी हुई किस्मत. सब
Yeah.
कुछ करा पर कुछ नहीं मिला. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I used to go to a school which was like one of the most elite schools in my city
Hmm.
in Delhi,
Hmm.
but I never felt uh, a sense of belongingness there. I used to look for folks who were more rustic, to the ground, uh, didn't carry the best pencil box or the best backpack. I wanted
Yeah.
to go to people who came across as more middle class or lower middle class. So,
Hmm.
so that way,
Just to be comfortable around them. Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't want to be the one who got it all by destiny. Somehow, I wanted rather to be the victim of destiny. So
Hmm.
the two ends of destiny, there is disparity
Yeah.
because you're on one end, then there are others on the other.
Yeah. So you're saying that I mean, it might have not gotten you reactions like Gautam Buddha, but you were aware, somehow subtly aware of it, and aware of it for your own comfort. That I'm more comfortable with this kind of things, and a little bit compassionate to the ones who are underprivileged. But that's about it. That's the extent of it, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the other end of the spectrum that you have already mentioned. Already that the reverse of that, I have certainly felt also. For example, I want what the others have. Like or I feel like they don't deserve it. How does that person have it? I will take it. It's not even just about they don't deserve it. Ye kaise ho gaya and all of that. It's not just about that. I also want it. I'm gonna take it. Not take it
One up,
from
one
them.
up.
Yeah, I'm gonna one up them,
Mm.
right? And it's a strange feeling because we've spoken about, you just mentioned destiny right now, and now we are also talking about our behavior in which we are controlling our outcomes, our controlling our things like that. So have you that you already mentioned that you felt that, anything on that that you want to talk about, because you said victim of destiny is where maybe you relate more, but yeah, is this also some feeling that you've had, that I'm gonna make it for myself?
Yeah, they have. But when you make it, then you're not. You never see yourself as the winner of destiny. Then you see it
Mm.
as the winner of your own hard
Your own
work.
hard work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are unexpected gains and there are unexpected pains. Mm. Um,
Unexpected gains and unexpected pains.
yeah. So when there are
Yeah.
unexpected pains, then we
Mm.
curse the destiny. And when there are
Mm. Mm.
unexpected gains, then we applaud our hard work.
Our own, हाँ, बहुत अच्छा किया मैंने.
So, and it's not very, destiny is right. It's right out there. It's staring at our face. There is evidence of destiny in our everyday life. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
for example, unexpected pains. There are
Yeah.
wars, right? There are
Huh.
natural disasters. Forget that.
Yeah.
You. That's also, let's say, rare. Huh? There are mosquito bites that causes
Mm.
us so much inconvenience and pain.
Yeah.
It causes a dengue, malaria,
Yeah.
10 days on the bed,
Gone.
few
Yeah.
days in the hospital.
Yeah.
Unexpected, right? Then
Yeah.
even closer, even closer home is the pain that our mind causes us. You just wake up on the wrong
Mm.
side of the bed and you're just angry, and then out of anger you scream at your mom, and then you regret it for
Yeah.
the entire day. Unexpected pain. Right? So pain
Yeah.
caused by nature, pain caused by other beings, pain caused by our own body and mind. And then there are
Mm-hmm.
unexpected gains also, which is of course our own hard work. Like the Vedic scriptures tell us, symptoms of unexpected gains are can be classified under four buckets. Number one, janma. You take birth in a
Mm.
good family. Nothing of your hard work, but you feel like, yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah.
Aishwarya. You get a
Mm.
lot of riches, you get a lot of opulences. Nothing that we did. We just were born with a silver spoon. We think it's our hard work.
Yeah.
Shruta.
Yeah.
A lot of intelligence.
Yeah.
It's very easy to work hard
Some people just
actually.
have it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Some people just have that intelligence. It's not difficult to work hard. Uh, like the the rickshaw wala is also pulling the rickshaw for over 12 hours. He has a
He works
70-hour
hard.
week.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
in fact, if you've been in a very competitive place in India, it's very easy to find a comparative scenario. And you'll see everyone's working 16 hours, 18 hours, but a few make it. IAS, CAT, uh, what else? All comparative exams.
Yeah.
Everyone's working
Yeah.
hard, but some are sharper, right? Shruta,
Yeah.
intelligence. Then
Yeah.
Shri, beauty. What intelligence can't get you, what a rich birth can't
Yeah.
get you, what opulence can't get you, beauty can get you. But what do
Yeah.
we do to become beautiful? We hardly do anything.
Yeah.
But these unexpected gains, we just take them for granted, or we
Mm.
uh, look at them as an output of our own hard work. So to
Mm.
your question,
That's
when there has been unexpected gain, I've taken it for granted, or I've taken it as sheer hard work. But unexpected
yeah.
pains, destiny to be cursed. Who made these oceans which breach out of their boundaries and come and give a tsunami? Who made these mosquitoes?
Yeah.
Why do mosquitoes even exist? Start cursing. You start cursing nature. You start cursing the
Yeah.
creator of destiny.
This you spoke about all of these different things, the Shri, the different things like beauty, riches, family, birth, all of this. We get all of this, and we just start living our lives, but and we obviously want more. However much we have, we will want more. That is also there, right? But we, as you said, never question either end of the spectrum. We never question the whole system of things, I guess, because we either have it or we don't. If we don't, I'm trying to get it, or I'm trying to basically curse my destiny. If I have it, then I'm busy enjoying it. But I guess we are not trying to question what Gautam Buddha did. There was, he saw that he had it, someone else didn't have it. And what disturbed him was that, how's this fair? Because that person is also a person, I'm also a person. I have it from the beginning, I didn't do anything
Mm.
to get this kind of birth, this kind of facility, etc. That person also was born, but born into that situation. um how's this fair? And that is the question that Gautam Buddha had. Is that a question that we should be asking? Is this fair? Is that a question that, even if we ask, will it get us anywhere? Is it a question worth asking?
The inquisitive mind cannot escape the question, right? You've got to
Mm.
pause in life, look around.
Yeah, seems like a very, as you said, in your face
Yeah,
question. Like it's
you can't escape
right
it.
out there. Yeah, evident.
You can't escape it. You can't escape it. If you don't find the answer to this question, or if you assume that there is no answer to the question, this is life. ऐसा ही होता है.
Mm.
If we don't ask this question, then everything is very random. Everything is very by chance,
Huh.
and then we we who like to control everything always stay out of control, because it's all
Mm-hmm.
random. No, it's all by chance. Pain comes by chance,
Yeah.
gain comes by chance. It's all by chance. Then everything is by chance. Then how much control do we have over things?
But I feel, I mean, just like right now talking to you, I feel this is so odd that as a race, as a species, we are so inquisitive. We are just not satisfied with the answer by chance when it comes to anything
Yeah,
else. We really wanted to try and find the answer, but such a big thing, every happening in our lives, all of these things that we have and someone else doesn't have, or someone else has and I don't have, etc., etc., etc. We don't have an answer for that. We say it's by chance. That's quite odd. What insight do you have there about this behavior of ours?
our mm, problem solving faculties
Yeah.
are limited to our own perception and
Mm.
intelligence.
Yeah.
If we cannot perceive the cause of something or intellectually justify the cause of something, we like to call it by chance.
Mm.
But we forget that our instruments of perception and intelligence are really limited to a physical body.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
much? Evolution has happened in our perception over centuries. We couldn't see the bacteria. We thought the earth
Yeah,
is flat,
flat. Yeah,
so on and so forth. So we, till the time we keep relying on perception to explain all happenings in life, we will always fail and we'll always have a lot of by chances. So
yeah.
you have to go beyond problem solving through perception and intelligence.
We love to solve problems. In fact, we think we need to solve anything and everything. I'm not talking about some bigger things in life also. I'm just talking about the smallest of things, and we think we need to solve it. For example, and this tendency takes us here. I'm just going to take an example here, that if I have been working really hard for something, I've put in all my real sincere effort, but still that thing is not happening for me. My mind rationalizes it. It won't say by chance, because that can't be by chance,
Hmm.
because then that leaves me nowhere.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just hopeless
yeah,
then, right? But then the mind doesn't say by
yeah.
chance. Before the bigger things, हाँ अभी क्यों मरा, by chance. Why did वो गोरा क्यों है, ये काला क्यों है, हाँ ठीक है genetically है, but whatever, by chance. So all of that. But when it comes to these really personal things where I've invested myself in, I will not say by chance. But my mind will rationalize it by pointing it out to something external. I've seen this.
Mm,
उसके वजह से नहीं हो रहा है, उसने ऐसा किया, some favoritism is at play here. I am being treated in a unjust way. uh, and then it goes even one step further. If I do this, ये change हो जाएगा, this external situation changes, this person changes, if I have a gun, if I have some contacts, if I have whatever it is, some external thing happens, then the situation will change. My mind just convinces me about this, and I'm because for that moment I'm okay, no, because the onus is not on me. I did my job, I did my hard work, and hence still something didn't come to me. It has to be something else external which is out there. But as you said, our faculties are limited to this bodily platform, to this material platform. तो वो जो immediate external है, it'll just start looking out there and then place the blame on that thing. But we have to definitely look for an answer, but maybe it's not on this plane.
mm,
Maybe it's not right. Just the next person sitting next to you, maybe that's not the person to blame, कि आपका promotion नहीं हो रहा है because this person is doing something to
mm,
hamper your,
yeah,
no. Maybe it's something else at play also,
yeah,
which is higher than me and this person and this office and something beyond also. Maybe something's at play.
yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
we've heard this word so many times. This is what we're talking about today. We haven't even
The
said
K
the
word,
word.
the only K word that Ekta Kapoor didn't use.
I don't know if she's used it or not. But yeah, the whole world knows it. Karma.
Mm.
They call it karma or karam
कर्म
hai, or
है.
whatever it is. But yeah, we all know the word, right from the villages of India to the high rises in New York. Everybody knows the word karma now. And whatever what goes around comes around. Like we know the concept. We know the concept, and we do attribute other things to it. For example, what if we can't explain something that is happening in my life? I've blamed everyone, anything, everything's happened, but it's just not happening in my life. I will say, uh, maybe it's karma. Maybe it's karma. Maybe it's just my destiny.
Mm,
Right? As you already mentioned the word destiny.
mm,
We use this interchangeably, but we know from the Gita that karma and destiny are linked together, related, but not the same thing. Yeah,
yeah.
we know this. So my next question to you is that what are these three things? I'm going to say three things: karma, destiny, and where does the third thing come in? Because if our life is predestined, there is a destiny, there is karma at play. Then where is free will? If everything is destined, where is free will? So maybe you can take up the first question,
Mm.
pehle, which is karma and destiny, and then come to the second, which is where does free will come into play?
So there are so many analogies to explain this, but before uh, explaining any of them,
Yeah.
to get a complete understanding of karma,
Mm.
we first need to accept the truth of soul and the transfer of soul from
Okay.
one body to another, which is what we discussed the last time.
Yeah,
Because if
it's a
we,
continuum,
it's a
is what we
continuum.
said. Yeah,
If we don't accept that truth, then your karma will only be limited to the time in this body and
to this life.
to this life, and that will never explain karma.
Yeah.
So that's an important assumption Even if you can't accept the truth, it's an axiomatic truth you'll have to uh, move and live with if you
Yeah.
want to understand karma.
Yeah, this is basically a build upon the whole concept of soul and reincarnation on all of that. Like we've just building upon that karma will apply only once you understood, and not apply, it
Mm.
applies to everyone, but the understanding of karma will only be complete once we've understood the soul's existence and reincarnation as a truth, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to explain the entire law of karma, I will use three terms. Mm.
Mm.
One is going to be free will or action. That's
Yeah.
interchangeably our actions or free will. Second is destiny. And the third factor is going to be time.
Okay.
Okay.
Time.
So, the law of karma states that you are destined to something good or bad
Okay.
in the due course of time, subject to your free will or actions. Okay? This is the theory. Okay.
No, no, bouncer, bouncer, it went a bouncer. मुझे फिर से बताओ, tell me again.
We are
Okay.
destined to get something good or bad
Destined to something good or bad
in due course of time,
in due course of time,
subject to our free will or action.
subject to what we do, what
What we do.
is our action in
Yeah.
action.
Okay.
Yeah.
A very simple example: a farmer takes a seed and sows it,
Yeah.
and he's, he does that all over his land,
Okay.
and then he waits in hope of a good crop.
Mm.
But to get that good crop, two things have to happen. One,
Okay.
rain, which is not in
Yeah.
his
Rain.
control, which is the by
Yeah.
chance, which
Yeah.
is the destiny,
Yeah. Chance part of
chance
things. Yeah.
part. And he has to wait because even after it rains, it takes some time for the crop to,
For the
fructify,
seed
for
to
the seed to
fructify.
fructify.
Yeah.
So then that is the third element, time.
ठीक है.
And his own action was that he went around his land with seeds in his hand and he made an effort to sow them.
Yeah.
So all three parts together will determine the result. Now,
Okay.
where what we usually end up doing is that we end up taking up an extreme position on the free will
Mm.
part or the destiny part. So if we
Mm.
are
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
metaphorical farmer, then either we'll
Mm.
say बारिश तो होती नहीं है, it doesn't rain well, what is the point, my destiny is only bad, forget it, this year
Mm.
I'm not going to sow, I'm not
Yeah.
going to participate in this
No
season.
action.
No action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fatalist, freeloaders, we
Yeah.
call them.
Yeah.
ना? Like जो होना है वो होगा. Whatever has to happen will
Yeah.
happen. So two,
Yeah. Yeah.
they've taken an
I'm not gonna
extreme.
do anything only because anyway everything is destined,
Mm.
predestined. I'm not gonna do
Yeah.
anything only.
So
So
you've taken an extreme
that's one
position
extreme.
in favor of destiny.
Yeah.
No action.
Yeah.
Then the other
Yeah.
extreme is I'm going to sow so well. SOW, well, then I
Yeah.
will get a great crop.
Yeah.
It's all about my hard work.
Yeah. If I sow well, I will
I
get a
will get
great
it.
crop.
Rain has no
Yeah.
play in it. I will arrange
Yeah.
enough
Yeah.
water for my land. I
Yeah.
will get it and I will do it.
Mm.
Okay. If you really want something, then the entire universe help
Conspires to.
conspires. Right. So
Yeah.
it's all about my hard work. Okay.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah.
No role of destiny. So another extreme
Mm.
position. Right.
Yeah.
So we end up being on either of the extreme positions, but the Vedic scriptures tell us that this is not how it works. There is
Yeah.
destiny, there is a role of your action.
Mm.
First your action will happen, then destiny comes into
Okay.
play. Because
Yeah.
if you don't act at all, then whatever is due in your destiny will not even come to you, because you've sort of
Mm.
uh, nullified that destiny by not doing your duty.
Right.
So you have to act for the
Right.
destiny to fructify, right?
Yeah.
And then you also, after acting, you also have to be patient and you have to
Patient.
acknowledge the fact that there is
Mm.
some karma that I have to reap from the past, right? So
Right.
that's you have to be cognizant of that. And then there is a third factor, which is about time.
Mm.
So you may have made
Mm.
all your efforts and it may be destined to you, but it may take some time
Right. Yeah.
to manifest. Like
Yes.
yesterday I
Yes. Yes.
was listening to the Kamath brothers of Zerodha, and they said that they worked
Mm-hmm.
so hard for some 20, 25 years, and only after
Mm.
that they sort of became profitable. So they had the
Yeah. Now
destiny.
we see them. Now we see them as overnight
Yeah, yeah,
achievers, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah.
उनकी किस्मत थी.
Yeah.
so, so they worked really hard for 20-25 years. They
Yeah.
were destined, and it took them time. One may say
Yeah.
that no, 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 they weren't destined. They worked hard for 20-25 years. It was all the
Mm.
hard work, it was their resilience, it was their perseverance. But there are many examples of those who worked for
Yeah.
the entire lifetime,
Only,
got
only
nothing.
yeah, only a that's only a person with a small vision can say that. Because if you actually see around the world, what's happening outside, you'll see that people are working so hard. And more talented people, uh, people who are not talented, maybe who have not put so much work, work into it, they also have achieved something. And some people who may be not as talented, who are who basically are not working too hard, they might be trumping those people who are so talented, who are working really hard. And we see this all around us anyway. We do see it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We say it, the lost talent in cricket and football. You know, when there is
Yeah.
a when there's a kid or a teenager who's showing a lot of promise but doesn't end up
Yeah.
becoming a big star.
Something. Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, life becomes so simplified and easy to understand if you have clarity of the law of karma.
Yeah.
Karma humbles you down, but it also makes you
Yeah.
sincere. It makes you sincere, but not a
Sincere
fanatic
first. Yeah.
obsessive
Yeah.
guy, right? So it's you're sincere, but you're not obsessive and fanatic about the result. That's what the
Yeah.
understanding of law of karma does to us.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've talked about law of karma, and that was a good analogy which shows the correlation of karma, free will, and destiny, and tells us there's not a contradiction. Because it basically, otherwise we think of it as a contradiction. Just tell me what it is. Are we predestined, or do we have any way to wiggle out of whatever is happening? So this is a good analogy of that. But just to extend it a little bit, I am going to ask you a follow up question. And that so we do good so that we get back good. Is that the reason why we do good? Why does this system of karma even exist? We are saying it exists. Okay, it exists, but any intelligent person who has reached till this point, who has had the inquisitive mind to reach to the point of karma exists and how it works and all of that, will ask, okay, but why does it exist? We should do good nonetheless. And why is this all such a conditional thing? You do good, you'll get good. You'll do bad, you'll get bad. There's some free will, and then there's some time, and then there's patience. Why is it so complicated? Why isn't it simpler? And why does this system exist? What is the purpose of the system?
The first uh, immediate superficial purpose is that it is a tool of punishment and correction. We have a
Okay, so
tendency.
it is a
It
tool
is.
of correction.
That's the first layer.
Yeah.
It's the first layer.
Yeah.
So we have a tendency to win even at the cost of harm to others. So the law of karma
Okay.
keeps that in control. That's the first layer. But that's not
Okay.
all. Why? Because the law of karma is so tricky that you can never win in it.
Mm.
You can never win in with the law of karma. Why?
Okay.
Even if you don't want to do bad, you will end up doing
Mm.
bad. We don't want to kill living beings, but we walk on the road and we kill ants.
Mm.
We don't want to harm others, but I have to think of my family. I have to think of making money to provide meet ends for my family. So I will end up lying, cheating a bit here and there.
Yeah.
So if you will stay within the jurisdiction of law of karma, you will never win. There will always be bad results that you will have to live with for bad karma.
Right.
Bad karma or a bad act where bad is defined as, I don't want to use the word bad, but for the lack of any other word, where bad is defined as anything that comes at the cost of harm to others. Right now, that's how we'll define it. You will always cause harm to other beings.
Right.
So the second layer, as you try to break through the first layer, the second layer you see, oh, I'm always going to stay here. Like
Mm.
I can't always keep doing good. Hmm? And that should lead to inquiry of just an alternative world. Right? Just uh, a place where there is no law of karma,
Right.
where I am naturally good to all, where I am not compelled to do any harm.
Right.
So,
So it's a corrective measure to get us to a level so that we can uh, get reinstated, or I don't know what word to use,
we
get
start
promoted,
inquiring
reinstated.
about an alternative first.
Right. Inquiry. Basically, to open up to a level of inquiry of an alternative way of living.
Yeah, yeah. But
Okay.
it's only very rare souls who go on this journey of questioning so
Mm.
much.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very rare. These souls are very pious. Rare souls will say, okay, why is all this happening to me? Okay, but I'll always end up doing something bad. Okay, is there an existence where I'm not compelled to do any bad? That goes into a zone of speculation and philosophy.
Mm.
For the usual Joe, you've got to refer to books of those alternative existence. For example, I'm
Yeah.
living in India. I have no
Mm.
exposure to America. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let's go back 100 years. There was no way I could know a lot about America. I was living in
Yeah.
India. So there were only a few who wanted to inquire about America and who had a desire to go to America. When an
Mm-hmm.
American visited India
Yeah.
and then told them about America, then they heard about America, then it all made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
That if you're within the jurisdiction of law of karma, it's going to be very difficult and very rare that you would want to know about another land.
Or even think about, or even imagine or
Yeah,
visualize such a scenario without this jurisdiction of karma.
exactly. But
Mm.
then a guide or a book like Bhagavad Gita comes into your life, which is what happened to you and
Yeah.
me, and it tells you, hey, you can
Yeah.
get out of this place and you can just hop onto another
Yeah.
set of planets where this doesn't exist. Like,
Yeah. First, it wakes you up to the concept of karma, that this is what's happening right
yeah,
now. Because first we're not aware only about that. Then it tells you there's something which is outside also,
yeah,
outside of this layer of umbrella of the karma or karmic reactions or whatever it is.
yeah.
Yeah.
Being in this land of the law of karma uh, is like being in Hotel California. You can check out anytime you want, but you can't leave. You'll always be
Yeah.
stuck in the cycle of karma.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And then the Bhagavad Gita comes and tells you, you can be pulled out. There is a way. So we know
Yeah.
that Bhagavad Gita actually deals with five primary topics. In the introduction to the Bhagavad Gita that we read,
Yeah.
there are five primary topics. And all of those topics are eternal. There's only one topic
Yeah.
which is not eternal, which is karma.
Yeah. Karma. Yeah.
So there is this existence where we live, where we are bound by the law of karma, and then there is an
Mm.
existence beyond where there is a nothing called karma.
Yeah.
You're not compelled to do any bad.
Mm.
It's not your nature to do any bad. Everything is good. So
Yeah.
right now it'll sound very flowery, but as we talk through more details of the alternative world, it's very practical.
You spoke about alternative reality. So I was just thinking in my head, ki, while that's a good tangent to go to, before that, I'm going to stop you and then ask you a question that we spoke about good deeds, bad deeds, good karma, bad karma. तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है, मतलब नाम में ही जब गुड है उसका तो पता है ना हमको, वी नो व्हिच वन टू डू, वी नो दैट we need to do good karma. Is there an issue of why do we need an alternative reality? This reality has good and bad both. We do good. What is the issue?
Hmm. There's no issue, but there is an issue. If we do good, then we will have to get good. We did good, अभी good लेना पड़ेगा. When we take good, to take that good, we will have to be in an appropriate body to take good. For example, if I've done good and I have to get good, I'll take birth in a good, rich family, uh, in a beautiful body, with a lot of intelligence. So there'll be an instrument for me to reap all the good that I've done. When I get this
Yeah,
instrument, then again I'll have to act. And
yeah,
there is no surety, there's no assurance that what will my actions be then.
yeah,
So I reap
yeah,
results for good in a body, but in that body,
yeah.
what do I do? Will I do good again? I don't know.
If someone has, very logical, this step is that if someone has it all, has a lot of money, has a lot of power, has a lot of looks, what might be their actions up, like
Yeah.
even if you think about it naturally, only generally, what do you think the actions will be? The actions will be that of enjoyment. If you've gotten something, you will want to enjoy that, right? that enjoyment sometimes comes with a tinge of bad.
Actually,
Like
it can.
it has, there's a
There will
chance.
be an element of harm in enjoyment.
Yeah,
There will be an element of, unfortunately, exploitation at enjoyment. There will
yeah,
be
yeah,
that tinge. You can't.
yeah.
First of all, you cannot be all good. It's too ideal. It's not possible. You will end up
Mm,
doing bad. And then,
yeah,
if you even if you end up doing most good, then the next body you take, because we already discussed reincarnation, soul.
yeah,
Next body you take, in that body, again you will do all good. We don't know.
yeah, yeah. What will you do in the next? Yeah, see, okay, you have a good life this time. You will ensure a good life next. But what about the next one after that? What about the next one after that? What about the next one
Mm.
after that?
In fact, you may not have any motivation to do good. Right now, we're discussing karma. Right now, you may have the inclination to understand karma, be sensitive to karma,
Yeah,
and then think of doing good. But you may not even get this knowledge or sensitization in your next body or life. So
mm,
there is no
it's a
guarantee.
risk.
Yeah,
It's a risk.
it's a risk. So hence, what happens because of that is, you if you really zoom out, then what is happening?
Yeah.
Each life is just a very small, tiny point on a long, 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 limitless line. Okay,
Mm,
and on some points you're doing really good, and then that's when the next point is a high point, but here you do a bad, and then you get a low point,
yeah,
and then you do a good, you get a high point. But this line is going on and on and on, and you're living in this mixed bag of good and bad and good and bad. Forget good and bad.
yeah.
Krishna says that most of this world actually is bad only. He says
Mm,
dukhalyam. He quotes the word is world. This world is dukhalyam.
yeah. A house of, or a, it's a place of misery.
Yeah, yeah.
He says.
And it'll be very difficult for us to understand. If you've got all riches, if you've got all beauty, if you've got all intelligence, you may see, why
Yeah,
is he
it's hard
even
to relate.
calling it as dukhalim? It's so good. But that's because our
Yeah,
vision is so small. It's only one of this life.
just us,
Just
and
us.
one us, and just our life.
Yeah. And also, this is all that we can think of when we say happiness. We don't
Mm,
even know if there is more happiness that we can experience.
yeah,
So
yeah.
one is only me, one is only my life, and one is my tiny definition of happiness.
Kind of. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
Krishna, in that alternative reality, he shows us there'll be continuous happiness, much higher happiness, where you're not struggling with the good and bad and the good and bad and the good and bad cycle.
yeah. Permanently. Like you
Permanent.
don't have to work for it every single life.
Yeah. Yeah. You're not like a
Hamster.
hamster. You're not just always running,
Yeah.
running, running. Okay. I have to do good.
Mm,
Oh no, I did bad. Guilt,
yeah,
repent, then correct, then guilt, then repent, then correct. So this
yeah.
alternate.
it, it's
Yeah.
so easy to slip away actually in this world. I mean, we've talked about karma, but there's a, I mean, just to introduce that element of desire, or when we say next life, the next life is not just karma.
Yeah.
Also, we
Yeah.
know this, that it's also an element of desire, that what do I want and can I afford it.
Yeah.
For example, if I want a Mercedes, I have to have the bank balance to have a Mercedes. So it has two things: what I want and what I can
Yeah.
afford.
Yeah.
What I can afford is the karma part. What I want also is taken into account. By the way, when it's not just it's not a punishment kind of a thing that next body he has minus 100 points, giving this bad body. No, it's not just about that. It takes into account what I want as well,
Yeah.
and to give a suitable body that this person's karma can afford,
Yeah.
right? For example, if I'm a very rich person, very known, no like no distress in life, everything is taken care of. So if everything is taken care of, there is a chance that I'll get lazy.
Hmm.
If I get lazy, one aspect of laziness, I'm just being hypothetical here, just to give one kind of example. If I get lazy, I'll try and sleep a lot. I like sleeping, right? I've done a lot of good karma, because of which I've got a very good life, and because I've got a very good life, I don't have to do anything. Because of that, I've gotten lazy this life. Now laziness is not something bad karma. I'm not harming anybody with my laziness. I like sleeping a lot. I'm not harming anybody.
And
That's just my
you
like.
want to sleep like all your life. You want to
Yeah,
sleep.
that's what I want to do. I want to sleep,
Yeah.
and I've deserved it. I've I've worked hard in my last life. I got a great life this time. I want to sleep. I just want to sleep. So I start doing that. If I start doing that, what is my desire now? To sleep more, to sleep more, sleep more, sleep. I really like sleeping. I really like sleeping. I really like sleeping. Now, when the time comes to leave this body, and move on to the next one, what is my attachment? What is my desire? Then, like, what is my liking? One of my biggest likings will be I like to sleep. So nature will be like, okay, this person likes to sleep. Oh, this human body can only afford him around 12 to 14 hours of sleep a day maximum. 12 to 14 hours a day, that but he likes sleeping
And
more.
he has karma to sleep more.
And he has karma to sleep more. He can afford it also. Both desire and karma is now getting matched. So let's give him, he spent this whole life trying to sleep more. Let's give him a body. This body could have done so much, so many other things, but he spent it sleeping. So that means I can give him a body which is more suited to sleeping. That would suit his desire more, right? So give him a birth of a sloth bear. Can sleep 22 out of 24
No
hours.
work, no
Yeah,
assignments,
no work,
no
nothing. You
projects.
just have to come down once, have one little patta, little leaf, and then go back up. But just see, just can you? This is all hypothetical. This is all just if, could, should, all of that, right? But this can happen. And if this happens, we've gone from a king to a prince to being a princess to being a sloth bear, and all from our own accord.
Yeah,
All from our own accord.
yeah. And there are
Not a punishment or
the scriptures give us examples of these. They throw because
yeah, actual examples, case studies
of these.
where this has happened.
Yeah, but you've touched upon a really good point, which is karma being closely linked to your desire, because eventually karma is all about action reaction, and our
Action.
action will depend on our desires. So
Yeah,
they're
desire.
really
What we
closely
want to
linked.
do, exactly what we want to do, we'll be doing mostly that, right? What I really want, my actions will be linked to that. So
Mm.
desires and karma is very much related and linked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we desire, we do karma. If we just zoom out and see, then we can understand that all the all the things that I see as happening by chance in my life are actually not by chance. They're just uh, karma. They're just reaction of what had happened before, subject to my efforts in this life and subject to time. And I keep desiring, I keep acting on those desires, and then I keep taking reactions. Good or bad doesn't matter, because sometimes it'll be good, sometimes it'll be bad. There is no certainty of always good, right?
Hmm.
So in a way, I'm just always running, 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 running. Sometimes I'm running through dirt, sometimes I'm running through breezy grasslands, but I'm just running, running, running. And then in the Bhagavad Gita,
Yeah.
Krishna says, wait, why are you
Right.
running? Good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. You can get out of this. Get out of this mixed bag, which is not even a mixed bag, which is actually more bad than
Bad then
good,
good.
where you'll suffer
Yeah.
more than enjoy, where your tendency to do bad will naturally be more than your tendency to do good. Get out of it. Get into your original world. It's actually, we've been using the
Right.
word alternative reality, but it's the original reality. Krishna
What?
tells
Yeah.
us, you're living here. This is not your home. Come back home. And he gives a very nice glimpse into the home.
Yeah.
And that home can be, that original alternative reality can be a topic for our next session.
Next one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be a good topic.
yeah.
Yeah.
We can be discussing God, which is who's Krishna, and then
Yeah.
our home with
The
him,
alternative
where we
reality.
stay
Yeah.
with him, original alternative reality.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. That'll flow nicely.
Nice chat. Hope we didn't complicate it. We didn't make it complex.
Yeah, actually, when Krishna is talking to Arjun, he says, even when he's introducing all of this, he says to him that you don't try to calculate this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Karma is not supposed to be making you calculative. That, oh, 100 good things, 20 bad things. No, because you'll get confused, you'll get perplexed. It's too big,
Yeah.
it's too complicated. Don't get into it. He says, just why I'm telling you all of this is just for two things. One, so that you understand that whatever is happening, why all of that is happening, so that we our mind doesn't need to rationalize and just go berserk about it. And second, just to know what I'm supposed to do right now.
Yeah.
What am I going to do right now, just to understand, think, and plan it. Just for this understanding, concept of karma needs to be known, not to be calculative, not to be understood to the full extent of the whole technicality of why and this and that, and show me the tally balance sheet. You'll never be able to balance the balance sheet. That's someone else's job.
Yeah. 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 And then eventually the motivation is that just tear apart this balance sheet and throw it away. Like, don't live in the world
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the balance sheet.
yeah. Get out of the place where I need to be monitored.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm being monitored because I'm acting like a person who needs to be monitored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Go to a place where you're a free person.
Yeah. Naturally
Yeah,
free,
yeah.
blissful.
At home, nobody monitors you.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, in jail, people monitor you.
Yeah. So we're in the jail of karma.
Yeah, but more on that in the next session.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Yeah.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Jaya Gaura